For a while now, a lot of people, including myself, have asked, where is Siobhan Funches-Wade, the mother of Dwyane Wade, that now goes by the name Zaya Wade, when it comes to the situation involving him or them, or them and their father, Dwyane Wade? Because everybody has been wondering, what is she thinking about? What is coming to her mind when it comes to this whole situation going down with Dwyane Wade and their child? I've done countless videos about this over the years. The last one I did was when they said, quote unquote, Zaya Wade's new look. Y'all saw that video and y'all expressed your opinion on that, as I did. And still, we had never heard anything from Siobhan Wade. So we was like wondering, does she, well, we couldn't say did she know, because I'm very certain that she knew. Many people were asking, did she even care? I'm sure she cares. And then people were coming up with all types of stuff about her, making up rumors and all types of stuff that I'm not going to get into. Just know that they were a bunch of rumors. Well, fast forward to now, Siobhan Funches-Wade has finally spoken up and spoken out about this situation, and has come to a conclusion that all of us can agree on, and that is that she is filing a petition to object the legal changing of Zion's name to Zaya. And I believe that the court case is actually going to be happening, I believe, in December, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this article coming from People magazine. Well, from People, I'm sorry. That was posted November 2nd, 2022. Dwyane Wade's ex-wife has filed a petition objecting to legally changing the name and gender of their daughter Zaya, alleging that the former NBA star is positioned to profit from the change, and expressing concerns that he may be pressuring Zaya for financial gain. And that's something else that many of us have alleged as well, that D Wade, along with that high priestess witch that he married, Gabrielle Union, are doing this for financial gain and doing this for money. Not necessarily for the benefit of their child, but because they want to push this child into a position to get monetary gain that can go back to them. Keep in mind, Zaya, quote unquote, is only like 15 years old. Decisions that they're allowing this individual to make at this young of an age should be made when they're like 18 and up. Just keep that in mind. The article goes on to say, the former athlete, age 40, first spoke about his and ex-wife Siobhan Funches-Wade's 15-year-old daughter coming out as transgender on a 2020 episode of the Ellen DeGeneres Show. At the time, Wade noted that his child had decided to go by the name of Zaya and be referred to by she and her pronouns. Keep this in mind. They also said that, quote unquote, Zaya Wade knew that something was different about them when they were like 3 years of age. Wasn't it? I think they said it was 3. I think they said 3. And even at that point, I said something doesn't seem right. How does a child know that at the age of 3? I think it's so weird when they try to say a child knows something like that at that very young of an age. How in the world? Like, that's just me. According to documents obtained by People, Funches-Wade petition was filed Tuesday in the Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, as an objection to an initial petition Wade filed in August to legally change Zaya's name. In Funches-Wade's recent filing, the 41-year-old claims that Wade is positioned to profit from the minor child's name and gender change with various companies through contacts and marketing opportunities, including but not limited to deals with Disney. I have concerns that Dwyane may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies, she alleged. She also claimed that she and Wade, who split in 2007, spoke in April 2022 at one of his homes in Atlanta, where he informed me that a lot of money had been already made and that additional money will be made in relation to our child's name and gender issue. Excuse me. According to the documents, Wade told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue, and also informed me that there would be endorsements and contracts associated therewith, she continued. Funches-Wade is asking the court that Zaya make the decision herself when she turns 18 or the age of majority in 2.5 years. She also claims that there will likely be media pressure on the minor child to make the change. No thanks to their parents. Well, that parent on the far right. Representatives for Wade and Funches-Wade did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. In 2010, Funches-Wade filed a lawsuit alleging that Wade's relationship with Union caused her and their son's emotional distress. At the time, Wade called the filing baseless and meritless. According to ESPN, the lawsuit was ultimately dismissed. Since coming out as a transgender in 2020, Zaya has received unconditional support from both Wade and her stepmother, Gabrielle Union. But Zaya has also talked about the struggles that they face dealing with online criticism and detrimental beauty advice. As a trans person, once I came out, there was a lot of hateful comments about how I should grow my hair out long or fit into a certain version of femininity, even though that's not true at all. Now, peep that. Now, this is the first time that we've ever got a statement like this from the person who's now going by the name of Zaya Wade. Because never did they ever get any kind of comment from them. But look at one of the first things that I have ever heard them speak about. They said, as a trans person, once I came out, there was a lot of hateful comments about how I should grow my hair out long or fit into a certain version of femininity, even though that's not true at all. And this was a statement that they made back in May. Now, it makes me curious about who the majority was who made those comments. I bet you it was mainly women. I would not be surprised. That kind of advice is just trying to break you, but don't let it. And that's the entire article right there. And when I read that comment right there, that's the part that myself and many others, and probably even Siobhan Funches-Wade, was talking about. Look at what they are forcing this child to do. It may look nice, it may be beneficiary monetary wise, but what about the mindset and the mental capacity of the child? They're saying fit into a certain box of femininity, grow your hair out a certain way, and all types of stuff like that. When this person, keep in mind, was never raised as a girl. They didn't make this transition until like a year or so ago. And they're only 15 now. So that means we're talking about when they were about 14, maybe 13, going on 14. So you gotta keep in mind, this person lived the majority of their life so far still as a boy, despite how they felt about themselves sexuality wise. They still lived as a boy, not as a trans girl, majority of their life. So this transition period is now going to be even more interesting, because now you have them going through it, but now that it's open up to the world, everybody else is involved as well. And that's what myself, others, and Siobhan Funches-Wade is worried about. But I can tell you who isn't. This one right here. And that woman that he's married to. All they thinking about is securing the bag, and many bags at that. Because let's be real here. What is D Wade and Gabrielle Union really doing right now? D Wade isn't playing basketball anymore. I don't see him on any type of sports commentary shows on ESPN or anything like that. I can't remember the last movie Gabrielle Union was in, or any big movie at that. So they got to find a way to keep a bag coming in. And what better way to do it than to exploit this child right here, but not as a boy. No, not as who they were born as. Not as a boy, but as a girl. You heard what I said in the article. They're getting all kinds of deals, with one of them being Disney. And you know, once you get that Disney deal, it's probably a wrap after that, if you're fortunate. Because, you know, there's always been this curse when it comes to the Disney child star and how some things be happening. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Many of you can put and connect the dots together when it comes to that. It's only a few Disney child stars that actually make it without any type of repercussions that come with it. I always felt like this little transition thing that they made this child go through felt kind of forced to me anyways. And I'm glad I wasn't the only one that felt that way. And I'm glad that we finally have heard from the mother, because for the longest, it's almost like she was a phantom. You never heard from her or anything like that. It makes you wonder. She had a gag order on her where she could not have been spoken to, or she couldn't speak to anyone else when it came to this. And now here we are. Like I'm telling you, this could be the beginning of the backfiring stage right here, possibly. And we know who it'll fall on.